Hey, what's up? It's Sugar from Soundkandy Studio. Now today I want to take a look at Soundspot Velo 2. Well, I kind of want to take a look at Velo 2 but versus Velo 1 and see if there's any real difference between them. See you in a moment. Welcome back. Right, so what I wanted to do today, and it's something that I don't normally do, but I felt I should do it on this one. Right, so as you're well aware, Soundspot have released their new incarnation of Velo. So this is Velo 2. I like the interface, and I do have some likes and dislikes about it. So I guess we should let's talk about the interface. So straight at the top, you have your default, which houses a number of presets, which you probably would have seen before. Down the bottom left-hand side, you have the sensitivity slider. Alongside that, you have the hard and soft and the power button. And on the right-hand side, you have lookahead. So that's the bottom section. In the middle of the center ring, you can see peak, RMS, and LUFS. And these are all your standards. Just below that, you have where it says lucid. You can click on that and it will give you warm, lucid, punch, and bright. So for this experiment, we're going to leave it on lucid. We're also going to leave this. So the outer ring here, when it turns red, it means you're pushing it too hard. So for this experiment, we're going to leave this on 6.5. We're going to leave the ceiling at 0, and we can adjust it here. But we're going to leave it at 0, and then we're going to take a look at this. This section here is the oversampling, and possibly for this experiment, we're going to leave it on ×1. It may turn out to be unfair, but we'll leave it on ×1. So if we switch over to Velo 1, or just Velo, we have the same features, or pretty much the same features. So we have our ceiling adjuster, so we'll set that at 0. We have our gain, which we've set at 6.5, as you can see here. We have our sensitivity slider, which we set at 50%, which is exactly the same as the other one. We have our lucid, warm, punch, and bright. So these are the styles, which are very similar to the other one here. And so where they were along here at the bottom, they've moved them to here. So that's the difference in terms of graphical user interface. On the right-hand side, where we have our transients, we've had our hard and soft, which they also have on here. So hard and soft, and then your power button. So what I wanted to really figure out is, what is the main difference? Now, it could just be me. It could just be that I'm not getting it. There is a graphical user change. Yes, we can see that. That's pretty obvious. But does it sound any different? What else are we getting? I know there is I think it's a £5 upgrade fee. And I guess it's a personal choice as to whether you like this interface or the previous interface. One thing I should say, in the oversampling, I'm on 40 gigs of RAM on my Mac Pro. It's a 2012 Mac Pro. And I found that the oversampling beyond 4, let's see, yeah, when you get to about 8, it starts crumbling the machine, which I felt that I didn't like. I do know that some other people are saying it's fine on their machine, but it's not fine on my machine, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. But there has been some graphical user changes that I can see. Beyond that, I'm not entirely sure. I really aren't, and maybe it's just me, but I'm not entirely sure why the upgrade, unless it's a significant upgrade. Obviously on number 1, you have this slider here, which literally it's the speed slider for how much the spectrum analyzer moves across the screen. Obviously that isn't present here, and probably not necessary, but there is that function. So apart from some window dressing, the question is, does it sound any different? So we're going to find that out. So what we're going to do is we'll start here. Let's go to Velo 2, and let's just make sure we turned off the previous one, so that's off. So I'm going to play a bit of music, and you can hear for yourself. So I guess you should put some headphones on, or some studio monitors, whichever's best. But we're just going to play a little bit of it just to see if we can do an A/B between this one and the previous one. So let's do that now. Right, so we've done that one there. So we're not going to change any of the settings. And just to reiterate, this is on 6.5 on the gain. The ceiling is at 0. We are on soft on the transients, and we are on lucid. So we're going to make sure, so we're going to turn this one off, and we're going to go back to number 1. Again, 6.5 on the gain. We've got the sensitivity at 50%. The ceiling height is on 0. That we don't worry about. It's on lucid and it's on soft. So let's see whether or not you can hear a difference. So we'll start the track from the beginning again, and we'll do it again. Right, so I'm not sure whether it's me or whether it's the plugin. My ears tell me that I like number 1 better. Let's just do it. Let's just do a bit of it again. Let's just see, because it could just be me. So let's just stop it there, and let's do that test again, and let's do it here. Now, I'm not sure entirely. This is not a scientific test. However, if you are to put A and B together, yes, your ears may tell you that there's something that is slightly different, but it's subjective. So I'm not entirely sure. Yes, there has been an overhaul in terms of the visuals. And even that, I'm not entirely sure that I like. Certainly, there's something that... On the downsides, what do I dislike? On 2, let's have a look at this. Right, these reds at the top, or the burgundies, or whatever colour you want to call it, I think they're too dark, and I think that the reds and the blues need to be brighter. That's definitely something that I think they should improve upon. I'm not entirely certain that moving this from down the bottom here has made a huge amount of sense. In fact, I think that the layout down here looks easier. It looks easier to read. If you're in a studio and it's dark and you're just trying to do something very quickly, I think having it here I prefer it having it here, to be honest with you. What I probably dislike about 1 would be the spectrum analyzer. I think that's not great. I think this is hidden, the ceiling adjuster is hidden, but saying that, I don't know. I'm not entirely certain it's a massive upgrade, if I'm honest. I certainly think the peak and the RMS and the LUFS, that's better placed. I think the matrix down the side, that's nicer. But in terms of an overall, is it worth an upgrade? Yes, if you want the oversampling. So I'll just show you one here. Let's just make sure the other one is off. Yep, it is. So this is at oversampling ×1. So as I flick through, you can hear my machine groaning under the weight. So we'll start this again, and you'll hear it groan. So we're currently at ×4 oversampling. So I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. Certainly some algorithmic issue there. Yes, there will be people with a lot faster computers than my one. and I'm not sure entirely what it is, but I've run a number of plugins, very, very heavy weighted plugins that don't give me that issue. So perhaps I think Soundspot need to address that. That's certainly an issue for me. I do think, however, it sounds better on times 4 oversampling. I do think it does sound better to me. However, I probably wouldn't pay the upgrade just to get this because I can't, for the life of me, see a huge difference other than a graphical user interface difference. Now, there probably will be, and certainly someone out there is going to tell me, of course there's a difference. You can't hear it, you can't see it, blah, blah, blah. But in terms of where I'm coming from, I know that the upgrade fee is very minimal. However, I've used this for a number of, for the last year or so, I guess, and I like it. I think it's laid out well. So perhaps somebody certainly can leave some comments in the section below just to tell me what have I missed. I probably missed it, and some very educated person can tell me what it is. But I think for a day-to-day tool, for me, it's probably not enough of an upgrade to justify even paying £5 for it for me. Having said that, it is Velo. I do like Velo, and I think the Soundspot suite of products is beautiful anyway, and I think they're well placed in terms of the cost and the pricing of them. However, I'm not entirely certain that Velo 2 is a massive upgrade other than a graphical user interface. But tell me what you think. I could be wrong. Tell me what you think. This is a forum where people can have a say and have their own thoughts on it. So please do hit me up. Tell me what you think. That's it for me. I'll see you again this week. Take care. Bye bye.